Hello and welcome to another episode of Streaming Without a Paddle. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Ted.
This week, Ted and I took on day one of the Trump trial.
He fell asleep twice.
We had opening statements from the prosecution and the defense. And David Pecker was the first to take the stand. Now, let's just cut to the meat of the thing here. Pecker.
Pecker.
Yeah. How about that last name?
That's a terrible last name, and I would change it. I would adopt my middle name, maybe.
Do you think privately at parties, after he's, hey, and all that crap, he walks away, the people that he was talking to, Pecker, what a dick.
Yeah, that's definitely been said.
I'm kidding. Don't turn off the podcast. We don't do politics
We're politic free here.
And that wasn't politics. That was criminal. This is not a criminal podcast. No. You want to find out who killed democracy, you turn into one of those murder mystery things. But not here. Not here.
Here we talk about the best streaming film and television shows.
That's right. And Ted last week put the challenge to me, and I say challenge. We've always said we wanted to do it, so we did it, and we dug into the vaults, I guess you could say. And we pulled up Super 8 from 2011. Not that deep in the vault.
No.
In the next to top shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we watched Super 8, and it was 1 hour, 52 minutes. Ted, I think I can handle this cast.
You should be able to.
I'm
they're
serious.
pretty easy.
You
might have a little bit difficult on number 5.
Basso?
I think so.
Okay, look at that. This stars Elle Fanning, Joel Courtney, which we just saw in Players, and Riley Griffiths, Gabriel Basso. And I think that's, Kyle Chandler.
Ron Elder.
Elder.
He is such an underrated actor.
And Noah Emmerich.
Yeah, that's it.
Everybody
else doesn't have a big enough part.
No, not at all. So anyway, I got it right. You did. I didn't. I've been working on this program on how to master nouns.
Yeah.
After last week, I was like, I'm hitting the books.
You were killing it.
It's you know what? It wasn't. See, it's not just names. Or people. It's anything that's a noun with me.
Yeah.
I
got you.
That thing you got on top of your head there.
Yeah.
Hat.
You can't say mammoth, can you?
Well, mammoth, yeah.
Okay,
I can repeat, but if I looked at it, what the... So, anyway, we did. We went back, and if you haven't seen Super 8, and I had not, I thought I was going to start this thing up, and I was going to recognize, oh, yeah, I watched this. So we can, just kind of gloss over it. But we were hooked.
It's great.
I watched it with my wife on Friday night, and she has viewed it twice since. She liked it that much.
I loved when it came out. So I saw this on, I believe it came out. Yeah. Okay. So I saw this at the Vista. Remember the Vista in LA?
Yeah.
That old cool movie theater in Silver Lake, Los Feliz area. They just reopened it, by the way. Tarantino bought it.
Oh.
But this awesome, for those of you who don't know, the Vista, I think we've talked about it on here before, holds about 500 people. It's this really cool theater in the east side of Los Angeles. I saw this in there, and I cried at the end.
This is a real movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how to put it. I'm trying to think, how do you describe this to people? This is, if you haven't seen it, and if you have seen it, go back and watch it again, because this is a real movie, top to bottom. It's got great character development. It's got incredible story. And from a creative editorial standpoint, I don't think a movie can be put together any better than this.
I agree. I think it's, I know J.J. Abrams has done all sorts of great stuff, the Cloverfield things, all the things. He's very talented.
Yeah, he's a writer-director of this.
Right. This is his E.T., but it also is a mix of, like, Close Encounters. It's like a mix.
Yeah, it's just, and Spielberg produced this. Was Amblin Entertainment, which yeah, I mean, and you could
smell it.
Oh my God,
The stuff with the kids. I'm like, I don't know how he's so good at like Overlord's awesome. I don't know how he's so good at.
No, on the podcast, that's just going to come out as a blurt.
He just pulled up J.J. Abrams film stuff, and it's like those are a lot of really good movies, a lot of bangers.
So anyway, go ahead.
This is his best movie, I think. But I mean, it's great top to bottom. The kid that played Joel Courtney, he's great. Elle Fanning is amazing. That kid Ryan Lee cracks me up.
L.
Just L.
I know, yeah, but it sounded like LL. When you said it. I was like, wow, has he got a special...
I said Elle Fanning.
I wonder if he's got a special
LL? No, I don't know any of these people.
Because I like her. I think she was phenomenal in this.
Yeah, she is.
I mean, it makes me question why why she's not any bigger.
She's pretty big.
I know she's big, but she is... I love her in The Great. All right, first of all, she did this movie, and
she's like 14 when she did this movie.
She's got not a lot between, not bad, but they're not huge, right? I mean,
I would say the Neon Demon, Maleficent, and The Great are all pretty big.
Well, within a certain segment of the viewing audience. I mean, you look at that just doesn't, catch my attention. I mean, I think she would be, let me rephrase, she should be huge as a mainstream actress. I mean, we're talking like, doing The Notebook kind of stuff, Wedding Crash. I'm just going off of what's her name here? Again, a noun. Rainy Day in New York. She did that. She was wonderful in that.
I've never seen that.
Oh my God, that's a really great movie. That's if you haven't seen A Rainy Day in New York, it's a streaming original. I forget what platform it came off of, but I watched it when it came out in 2019, and I mean, I loved every bit of it. And I watched it because hold on, I'll pull it up here so I don't screw this up.
Oh, Timothy.
So, because Diego Luna was in it, and I just finished Narcos.
You love that Narcos
It was, stuff. And so I was like, all right, I really liked him in that. I'm gonna watch something else with him in it. And so Rainy Day in New York came out, and I saw that he was in it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch it. So,
that's quite a cast.
Yeah. Ted, you wanna for the non haven't seen this, because I guess it did really well at the box office though.
Yeah. You want me to give a synopsis?
It's on Prime TV, by the way. Sorry, I should have said that. It's streaming on Prime. So it is a streaming show.
So this is a movie about a group of kids that are all friends and whatever. But Joel Courtney's character, Joe Lamb, his dad is the chief of police, Kyle Chandler, and his mom is killed. It so happens there's an accident at the factory she works at, and you come to find out during the movie that Ron Eldard, who is Elle Fanning's dad in this, got drunk, didn't show up to his shift, and so the accident is kind of his fault. Not all the way, but kind of. So they blame him, and anyway, they start to have a strained relationship. Well, it's a year later, right?
4 months.
4 months later.
4 months.
4 months later, one of the kids, Riley Griffiths, Charles, he wants to be a film director, and they're all making this zombie movie thing, and so they decide they're going to go shoot at this train station at night with their Super 8 camera, and when they do, there's a train wreck, and on the train wreck, there's an alien, and you come to find out that they've been keeping this alien for years, and he just wants to go home, but then he starts, strange things are afoot, the military's in, and then it becomes very E.T.-like.
Yeah, the alien wants to go home.
Alien wants to go home, and he's big, and, but
he's like the Predator.
Yeah, he's like the Predator. He just doesn't want to be
more
there.
Legs.
But he's not, he does kill people, but he's not to the kid. I don't know. I don't want to say anymore, because then the whole
I don't know if he kills people.
He kills somebody. He kills that general.
Well, yeah, but
He kills people that deserve to be killed.
Well, yeah, that was retribution.
Yeah.
Because, all right, and just to clarify, it's a government train
Yes.
that wrecks, and it's wrecked by a former government employee.
That's right.
Who knows what's going on?
Because the government employee was grabbed by the alien.
He was a scientist.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was a scientist. And once the
to...
alien touches you, he can. You understand him, and he understands you.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I didn't pick that up, but that makes perfect sense.
That's what he says. He's like, when he touched me,
yeah.
He's, they touched me, so I understand what he's going through.
I should probably watch this again.
Yeah. So that's
pick up on the nuances.
That's kind of the synopsis without us giving away. Like, I don't want to really give away much more if you're going to watch it. I mean, I know it's older, so Joel, Courtney, Elle Fanning, that's the love story right there. They're into each other. They're 13. She's like her dad's like a bad guy, drunk in town, and his dad's a cop, Romeo and Juliet. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to sidebar here with that. You have to go back, and that's one reason I think I like this movie so much. This is the best romantic comedy I think we've watched all year.
It's up there.
No, I tell you what, watching that and seeing the kids. You remember when you were that age and you were falling in love?
You remember how awkward you were?
Oh, God. Those were great times.
Yeah.
I mean, goodness gracious. It is about the chase. I just, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If you're growing up and you're young, and you know what? Most adults will probably agree with me. The best part of romances or relationship is the chase.
Yeah, of course it is.
Chase, yeah. So,
I mean, I haven't chased in a very long time.
I haven't either.
We're taken, ladies.
We caught the tail.
Yep.
The proverbial dog chasing the tail.
Yep.
We caught the tail, and now we're just kind of standing there, holding our tail in our mouth. Yeah, I did it. I did it.
I didn't know Katie Lowe's was in this. I know Katie.
Oh, okay, there you go. All right. Why isn't Kyle Chandler? I mean, I know he's done a lot of series stuff. Mm-hmm. Friday Night Lights and
the one set in Florida.
Yeah. And why is he not huge? I mean, why is he not George Clooney level? I mean, he's a handsome man.
I don't know the answer to that. He's
Why
done a
is
lot.
He not?
He's good.
I mean, he's an excellent actor.
But he's in big things.
Incredible actor.
He's in Manchester by the Sea. He's in that. He was in that Scorsese Wolf of Wall Street. He's
but those are minor parts.
Minor.
Well, in Wolf of Wall Street, supporting. Yeah, he wasn't a lead.
He's got like 6 scenes in that movie.
He's a leading man. My God, he was great in this. He was great in Friday Night Lights, and I was reminded of that.
How old is he? 55?
58. He is so...
He's just too old to be a leading man.
Now, but what happened?
I mean, that was 10 years ago.
This was, he was... Anyway, sorry, Kyle, if you're catching the show. I mean, I'm glad you're with us and you're doing what you're doing and because you're good at it. And
he's going to have a more interesting career. He has a more interesting career than most leading men. And he also didn't break till he was like 38.
Well, yeah.
I mean, he didn't break till Friday Night Lights. So at that point, it's like, well, you're kind of a character actor because just by proxy of your being older.
Wow.
He's great. I
don't know. We just watched the movie. Stuff. Was it Players? Everybody was in their mid 30s to lower 40s, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So if he started in his late, he could have done better. I mean, career-wise, he's doing great, but I mean, he could have been a bigger star.
Yeah.
He should have been. I don't know why.
I would say Ron Eldard is similar. Great actor. Everybody really respects him. He was in ER. He's been in everything, but he never blew up either. He's always just a big old working actor.
If I was an executive at a studio in 2011 and I saw this movie come out, and as a studio executive, I would have watched this movie. I would have been a movie watching studio executive, not one that just greenlighted crap and read scripts and never, I hate that about people in the industry. Hey, do you watch television? You're a television actor. No, I really don't. I hate that.
Yeah, they shouldn't work there.
I mean,
but it's a business. That's the problem.
I know. Well, Still, you should know. Anyway.
Shouldn't bring business people into creative ventures until you're done with it.
If I was in 2011, if I was a studio executive and I would have watched this movie, I would have turned to whoever was in my sphere, and I would have said, okay, guys, we need to tap into Kyle Chandler, Elle Fanning right away. Right away. Let's make them big. They're going to be tomorrow, or they should be tomorrow. That's how I felt.
I want to know what Kyle Chandler, Kyle Chandler, I feel like he's been in a whole lot of big things.
Well, but he's not so known. I'll give you an idea. I was like, okay, his name's Kyle. When I watched this, he came up and I know, oh, that's Kyle. Kyle what? Kyle what? I know George Clooney's last name, and I'm a guy who's bad with nouns. I know Brad Pitt's last name. I know Bradley Cooper's last name. I could not, for the life of me, remember Kyle's last name.
Yeah, I get you. It's just Kyle's like I look at stuff and I'm like, oh, Godzilla, Star Wars, Mayor of Kingstown, super pumped. I mean, this dude he's in a lot of stuff, dude.
Yeah, I know, but he's not.
He's not a name.
He's not a leading man. I mean, which he should be. And as for Elle Fanning, oh my God, she should be up there at the same level. And I'm not being mean when I say this, because I really think she should be. And I don't see her as being that, because I guess her last thing was The Great, which is a wonderful series. I've watched it all. I enjoy it. 2 seasons now, I think it is. Anyway, she should be walking into red carpet events with Anya Taylor-Joy. Really should be. I mean, that's where I'm putting her talents at. And of course, we watched Anya on Queen's Gambit is probably one of my most favorite series in a long, long time.
Yeah, it's great.
So, and she was phenomenal in it. Mm-hmm. I think she won the Emmy for Best Actress in that.
I think so.
Anyway, all right. Fun movie. I mean, this was shot in 2011, but I felt like I was sitting on the couch in 1986, 87, watching one of those kind of movies. There was just so much time and effort put into the making of this film.
Yep.
There was. I mean, the details, the shooting, the creative. And the thing I love the best about this movie, because I can just see that Riley Griffiths, he plays an elementary or middle school kid. Kid. I guess they're what, 11, 12?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be 13, 12 or 13.
Something like that. And he, in his mind, is an aspiring filmmaker.
He's funny.
I mean, and he did great in this job. But I could just see J.J. Abrams really honing in and focusing his energy on this young man, pulling out what's in him and putting it in this kid, because that J.J. Abrams had to be kind of like that. At that age.
J.J. Abrams is 58, so this is his childhood. In 79, he would have been like 79. He was like 12 or 13.
Yeah. So, I'm just saying, there was that channeling going on between Riley's character, or between Riley and J.J. Abrams in this, because you get it with the dialogue of this kid in this movie. They're talking about taking advantage of natural things.
Production value.
Yeah, exactly. But he called it something else when they were on the train station shooting, and then all of a sudden the train appears in the background. It's a train. Take advantage of it. And he called it something else. And I was just like, oh my God, that is so J.J. Abrams. Yeah. You know it. So I loved it. I loved this movie. And like I said, my wife, she's already watched it twice. So since.
Every now and then I come with a winner.
That was a good one. That was Ted scores.
You want to know what my score for this is?
Well, yeah, let's get to it. Yeah,
I want you to guess. Guess what I'm
No.
Just say it.
No, hold on. Hold on. We're going to make this official. Going forward, okay? Going forward. There you go. We're going to write these things down before we get on the air. I have no clue right now, so we have no influence on each other's score.
We just slam them down.
You want to, or well, we can hold them up to our cameras. You ready?
Okay.
All right. You ready?
Yep. 1,
All right.
2, 3.
Boom. We're not off.
Not far.
Not far. I gave this an 88, 8.8. If you're going with the last bot.
I gave it a 93.
93.
And I mean it. Every minute, everything about it. It is like it was made for me. It's everything that I like. Like, it's like coming of age movie. It's got funny moments. It's sci-fi. It's horror. It's the whole shebang. It's Goonies.
I thought you might have gone 99 on this one. Almost perfect.
I can't give a perfect. There's very
almost,
few.
Almost,
it's close.
almost.
That's as high. That's a pretty high score.
Yeah, that is a high score.
I mean,
and I'm not going to fight you on this one.
Perfect movies are very hard to come by.
This was good.
Yeah, this was pretty perfect.
This was very, very enjoyable movie.
If I were to think about what I think is like some of the best movies ever made, for me, it's like True Romance or like Inglourious Bastards or things like that, or like, Shawshank, things like that are. I mean, people love Shawshank.
Yeah, I know they do.
Back to the Future. These are the movies to me that are like 97, 98, 99. This is close though.
Oh, see, I put this. One of the thoughts I had when I finished watching this is all right, how can I take what I just watched and make it relatable to my audience? Okay. So this is what I came up with. Your parents, if you're my age or Ted's age, your parents probably loved On Golden Pond with Henry and Jane Fonda.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, this movie is a youthful person, and I can imagine in 2011 when this came out, if you were between the age of 12 and 25, this was a great movie.
Yeah.
I mean, that's your On Golden Pond. That's where I'm going.
That's your Goonies.
That's your...
If you're my age.
I like this more than Goonies.
Oh!
I'm sorry.
Oh.
No, I like this more than Sandlot.
I like this more than Sandlot.
Okay.
And I love Sandlot.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. Sandlot, Mighty Ducks, those movies are great. I love them. Heavyweights, they're all great, but they are different than this.
I like Goonies. I mean, if I, here off the top of my head, my score on Goonies is an 86. That's how close these are. This movie edges out Goonies to me. Right? And I'm a Josh Brolin fan. And what was the girl in that? Loved her because she was in Parenthood too.
Oh, Martha Plimpton.
Yeah. Oh, she did great.
Yeah,
so,
they all did
I love her stuff.
For my own childhood nostalgia reasons, it's a 99. But I know that it's not a 99. But it's a 99.
Hate to tell you.
Well, I get it. For you, Caddyshack is 99. It ain't a 99. I'll tell you that.
I'm gonna. You know what? I think that the teacher became the student in this movie because I thought this was every bit as good as E.T. And Spielberg's right there on the set with them.
I think that, that's like, come on, it's Spielberg. Like, you looked up to him. I know. J.J. Abrams is probably that'd be like me acting with Kurt Russell. I would just be trying my ass off to be the best I could be. Yeah. It would be, you would never see me be so good at anything as if every day for 2 weeks they were like, you and him are going to be doing scenes together. I'd be like, let's go. Let's go. I would come in keyed up. Yeah,
I bet, I bet at the end of the beginning of every morning, he would turn to his assistant and go, "Hey, did Spielberg see the dailies last night?"
Oh yeah,
did it? What do you think? What do you think? So
now they're in Video Village. They're like watching the dailies as they're happening. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is already cut together because we have an editor cutting while we're shooting.
Well, we got a live stream of what they're shooting.
Have you been on one of those sets yet, where they literally have an editor editing while you're shooting?
Well, we had when we did Discovering Lucy Angel in 2015. We had an IT guy, and because we were shooting on digital format then, right? Mm-hmm. When tape went away and digital formatting came in, it just changed the game. And you bring in an IT guy. That's the new position.
Yeah, they upload to the new stuff. Yeah, DIT is what they call it.
DITs, DIT. Yeah, IT. I'm old school. So, information technology. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so during the course of the day, we staggered him coming in. He came in like 2 hours after the rest of the crew. That gave us an opportunity to get shooting, and by the time he got set up and whatever, we had cards for him to start downloading. And of course, at the end of the day, he needed 2 hours after to finish the cards. So you've got to break that down so you're not going into OT. So anyway, at the end of every day, though, we would take the digital footage that we shot, and it would be downloaded through the course of the day on a hard drive. And we took it to this place, and they had, I forget what it was. It was beyond a gigabyte service. And
a terabyte?
Well, I don't want to mischaracterize what they called it. I'm sure, that's 9 years ago. So it's totally different now, but we were doing all our editing up in Toronto on the show. So we would take these hard drives to this facility, and then they would, upload them, to our offices, or download them directly to our offices in Toronto, and on the hard drives there. It was a system. So I'm thinking, okay, if they had that kind of stuff here in Tennessee in 2015, maybe 2011, L.A.
Oh yeah,
they had in the studios. So they were.
Dude, I did a movie in 2016.
But they probably shot this on film.
They probably did. Yeah. I did, because it looks better. It always looks better. I did a movie in 2016 and 2017, and they were like, the editor was there the whole time we were shooting except for the first day, and he was editing the scenes from the day before into rough cuts. And I was like, okay. They almost had a viewable cut at the end of shooting.
Wow.
I mean, it needed to be sweetened and color corrected and everything, but still, I was like, man, you've got 100 minutes of something that's going to be 85 minutes. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, we had an individual up in Toronto that when this stuff came in, they would take a look at it, and I'm sure just were scrubbing through it, and then they would call our guy and say, yeah, we got it. It's all there. This is got 8 files and and all that crap.
We sound like dorks.
So.
You know that? We sound like nerdy tech people.
You know what? I say this. I have children that are in the midst of this technological boom, and I am constantly complaining that this stuff came after my influencing years.
Oh, you mean you don't want to use AI to just do everything for you?
No, the technology. I discovered OBS, which is kind of a live stream cut and multi-camera kind of thing. This was 3 years ago when I discovered it on my own on YouTube, and I was blown away because I got up and I was like, "Do you guys know about this?" I'm talking to my kids. "Do you know about this OBS?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I go, "Why didn't you tell me about it? I mean, that's really cool." Because I remember when I was down at Disney in the early 90s, we got a system put in. And, of course, it was a firm hardware deal, cutting and editing, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like tape to tape.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was like they were so proud they got it in. We got a nervous system in here. It's wonderful. Yeah, it costs us $30K, and like this is free. It's OBS, and it does 100 times more than what that system did. But Anyway, we digress here. Ted, I loved it. Thanks for putting me on.
love it.
I think once a month we should do this.
Okay.
We should go back and find something. And I don't want to call it obscure because I knew nothing about this movie. And so we need to find something similar to that.
Okay.
And watch it and talk about it, because if you're not familiar, and I'm sure there's a whole bunch of people out there that aren't familiar with Super 8, you need to watch this. This was good. This was good.
It's great. I love it.
All right, we were going to talk a little about Fallout today.
Let's wait. Let's wait till you finish.
Yeah, I know.
Here it is. I'm going to say it. I just finished it. I think it is only second. It's not second. It's on par with Last of Us on how good of an adaptation it is.
Of a video game.
Of a video game. The Last of Us is like... The Last of Us is just follows the game exactly. And like almost nothing is different.
Here's I'm only 2.5 episodes into this. And here's my initial gut feeling. This is going to kind of mimic Silo, Apple TV, Silo. Rebecca Ferguson, have you seen that? We talked about it.
Yeah, my friend Shane's in it.
Yeah, we discussed Silo. And I liked that. So this series is kind of paralleling that. And I wonder if Silo's second season, because she's outside the silo now. That's where we left off, I think. She got kicked out into the world of we don't know.
So this is, if you're only 2.5, is she outside yet?
Oh yeah, she's outside at the end of first episode.
Great, that's what I thought. So
yeah,
the outside world is much more interesting. There's so much stuff going on. It's very interesting. It doesn't go the way you think it would.
Well, here's the one problem I have is in episode 1, and this is all I'm going to say on it. In episode 1, when the other Silo 32, came over to 33 for the wedding, they were getting high radiation readings.
Yeah, they should have known.
But apparently, she's up there where it's supposed to have high radiation levels, and she's still with us, and she's not melting, and life seems to be fairly normal up there.
Well, it's been how many years has it been?
213.
Yeah, you're gonna find some other stuff out that's interesting. Don't worry.
Yeah. But I don't understand why the people in the silo are still in the silo if it's okay. Surely they would have ways of
what's protected. It's savages up there.
Anyway, all right. So we'll talk about Fallout in another episode.
Okay.
All right. Everybody, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Streaming Without a Paddle. I am Andrew.
And I am Ted.